I did it. Hello and welcome to first video guide for PoE 2 build, the Warbringer Slam and Shout. You might want to know, what is that build? Well, you slam and then you shout, specifically with Shatter and Warbringer. Why would you want to play it? Well, you want to play it if you like bonking and shouting. And being pretty tanky, having good clear, having good boss damage, good burst, good mobility. It's just an all-round good build. So I'll show it to you right now.
A gift from my ancestors!
First off, Ascendancy, Warbringer. We got Ignore Cooldown and Emerald's Weight so far. Haven't ascended yet. I've been doing some trials. You need to do... I don't know. Trials are weird right now. Let's not worry about that. You would go Imploding Impacts last, or Renly's Training, or Heritage, honestly. All those are fine to end with. For damage, Imploding Impacts is good, I think. I still don't fully understand below. Yeah, they do take negative... No, it's a huge amount of damage. Okay, so I have been doing some bossing. As you can see here, I did a corrupted 86 with +1, and I'm looking to do the next one in a +2. Anyways, it was an 81 map, and we pretty much one-shot the boss without the node. So we already do big bonk damage, so we'll just do even more big bonk damage. The character has capped res and 64 block. Block is something, as I go towards 100, I would cap out at 75 if possible. That would be the goal. Especially with the change now, where passive block is no longer directional. So before, you might have found that if you have high block and you're not holding the shield up, that you would get hit if you have your backs turned. It's because that it was still directional at the time. They've just changed it. So this build is actually even better now with the block. You want to stack a decent amount of armor. I don't have that much armor now, but I'll talk about that when I go over the gear. Let's see. So Ascendancy first. For passive points, let's just go over that now. I go through here on the stun side. Not only is it lesser points, but stun buildup is incredibly important. It allows you to control monsters and gives you a burst window where you can land your hammer. So stun buildup is a very important stat. AoE also important. Like, you could go for the melee damage here, but AoE and break is nice. Honestly, these 2 points would be nice now for me to pick. Yeah, I mean, my damage is already good. So right now for me, I would say early on, you guys can go for this for more damage. That's probably what I would do. Once you have enough damage, the AoE, especially with how AoE works, the Shatter, where the spikes explode in an area and they can all overlap. I'll show you here. Boom, 1, 2, 3 spikes. Boom, and they all overlap. You see here, that one should hit. You see it hits all the way here, so you can even go further out. And this one, so they all overlap. And they all hit the same, they can all hit the same enemy. So AoE is very potent. Attack speed, very good. I think if you guys see this, for PoE people, this might not seem like a lot of attack speed, but I can tell you that this is a lot of attack speed with these supports at least. So we get that by getting some attack speed in the tree. These at this point could be changed if you want more damage, but I do like them. Also, they help with mana a little bit. The best armor that you had is this one for the body armor. And then we also want to stack strength, so anything that gives you strength is powerful. And then we use block as well. But block is something you only do because you play with a two-hander, and then you add the shield when you can pick up Giant's Blood. So the build is two-hand with a shield. And I really do think that shield, I have plenty of damage. I do not need to double two-hander. It would also require you to find 2 good weapons, so that's even harder. So I definitely recommend the shield, especially given how the game plays with you being bombarded with hits all the time. So block is very powerful. Now let's move on. So ignore the shield nodes here until you would get this one and you put on the shield. Right. What is the path then here? You would probably come this way out here, go here, go here. I probably don't take this early. You take these nodes with the AoE. once you get Earth Shatter comes a little bit later as a gem. I forget what it's like, level 3 or something. Level 3 skill gem. Like once you can unlock Earth Shatter, you can take this node. It's very powerful. Now do keep in mind that early on you don't have that much. The Infernal Cry will go on cooldown all the time. So that's why the cooldown is actually really important. You take Admonisher as well as you're leveling. Because you want to lower the cooldown of Infernal Cry. Very important. Then I would say keep going down. Don't take Aftershocks until you slot in the support Aftershocks. I would go down here. Once you pick... So I would start with picking Anvil's Weight. Once you pick Anvil's Weight, you take this in here. I'm not sure if I think the armor duration is worth it. You can try it out. You can leave this as well. You can just not take this if you need points. Important points here would be both Split the Earth and Skull Crusher. Very, very strong nodes. More stun build up here as well. You can also go up this way. I'm not sure what I think. Like right now I have all the stun build up. Oh, actually, the first node you should rush is Resolute Technique. So you don't have to deal with accuracy at all. Beyond that, you can start branching out. I like going this way. Again, more attack speed, more Warcry speed, more Warcry AoE. And then you get more strength with stun build up. And a quick 1 point duel here as well. Very nice. And then build your way down here. Now, once you get to like 80 something, you can probably rush Polymath and get enough strength. Like I have to rush Polymath right now because my strength requirement is too high. This requires just around 500 and something. Now you can see this number. And I have strength on this thing. What you can do to fix strength, if there's strength on your weapon and you're here, you can spec into these reduced requirements, put the weapon on, and then unspec them, and it stays. Just a little note there. Once you get the second Ascendancy, I would spec out of Anvil's Weight, take Great Howl, and then make sure you take Urgent Call. The really important part about this is that not only is it Warcry speed, but the life recovery. You see, I lose a little life here, but I'm regaining. So this, I have a use timer of 0.2 seconds. So I'm essentially casting Warcries 5 times a second. So that's 10% HP per second. Also, as you can see here, my mana doesn't really go down now because I'm using a level 3. Oh, this is important. Use a level 3. Never upgrade your Infernal Cry. And you can essentially keep doing this forever. Very cool. Yeah, once you get this thing... Oh, this one lowers your mana again. So this is why we really want to control mana. Once we start bonking, you kind of do have to use a mana potion every now and then. This can be solved a bit by using some mana on kill or mana leech. Leech has just been buffed as well, so that's good. Right, this is again more strength, stun build up, and some stun build up. So like I have 1, 2, and then these wheels for stun build up. Stun is incredibly. It's really, really important. It really helps you in clearing because it controls the monsters. It knocks them back like. So many times I'll have a big, rare guy leap at me. I will stun him midair and he'll get knocked back. Very powerful, very potent. Yeah, so that's basically it. What I'm looking for here is the cooldown recovery rate will be good for Hammer of the Gods, and it'll be good for your mobility, which is your shield charge. One thing to know about shield charge here. You can cancel the animation at any point. Let's say you shield charge towards something like, oh shit. Not that way. You can just cancel it. That's actually really nice. Same thing with Leap Slam. Oh shit. So get used to dodge rolling as you're coming in. Like let's say you dodge roll towards something. You can like, and they're like about to hit you, you can just dodge roll all the way. Very cool. Another reason why it's so important to have a high attack speed is because if you don't have enough attack speed and you swing this, you can actually, with low attack speed, before you even land a hit, a lot of enemies shoot you faster than you can swing. If you don't have attack speed. Skill gems. Earth Shatter. Martial Tempo. Mandatory. You have to have it. You attack too slow otherwise. Then Upheaval is your best AoE / damage multiplier. I think it equates to 44% more damage. But it comes with a hefty less attack speed. Now, this is the 44% more damage is with the less attack speed and the less damage added to it. But the 2 additional, which triples your damage, makes it 44 in the end. So I go with AoE after, because we have good damage already. Now, leveling up, you can... If you're playing like this, where you're playing closer and you don't need the AoE, throw in... I mean, you can throw in Heavy Swing, but Heavy Swing is kind of annoying. You can throwing anything really that gives you damage. I don't like putting anything like Brutality. I'm not putting on here, because then I can't benefit from the Infernal Cry fire damage. So I put in Aftershock, and with Aftershock, you can get this one for bigger AoE from the Aftershock as well. And then you get this node down here, with 28% chance to Aftershock total. It's quite nice. And this is just a one pointer. These points leading up to it anyways is attack and area damage. So that's good. Right, and then in the end here I have Armor Explosion. Armor Explosion with Anvil's Weight is actually quite kind of nice. It's just even more clear. It's another like AoE explosion. So it's like explosions on explosions on explosions, right? So it's like you come in here, boom, 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 and sometimes like every now and then these will... You see, these will, let's see when it does it. Yeah, you see, that was the Aftershock, I think. Boom, and then you can, so you can double hit. So they can, like, they double hit, dung, 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 and then you break their armor, they explode again, and then you kill something, and then the Infernal Cry destabilizes them and makes them explode again, and then if there's a corpse left, Warbeller's Call, explode the corpse again. So it's boom, 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 boom. Very nice. So you can build more damage on this, up to you. There's like a couple that work here. Heft is more physical damage and all those kind of things. So build whatever you like here. After I would say Martial Tempo, Upheaval, and Magnified Effect are the things I would say are mandatory. I would always play these for the skill, just because it's nice. You can take Magnified Effect and put it on one of your cries. I think it's better here. Next up, Hammer of the Gods. I have Exploit Weakness since we're armor breaking all the time. It's the biggest multiplier. Ancestral Boosted for the AoE as well, so it's easier to hit every time you cast it. And then I have Heavy Swing and Rage Forged, because I go Rage Forged now because I have a good amount of Rage buildup. I have 2 jewels, I believe, with Rage buildup. I think 1 is decent, 2 is kind of... 2 is the best, I would say. I think 2 at least, 3 is kind of nice. Because then you can start spending more rage on these. There's another rage gem for your cries where you can consume 10 for empowered attack if you want even more damage. But you would probably want 1 or 2 more jewels for that. Now, let's see here. So Hammer of Gods is basically just anything that just gives you a more multiplier, right? Boom, 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 boom. Hammer comes down. Boom. Right, so Infernal Cry, or Seismic Cry, I would say Life Tap and Dazing are the first things you get. Daze helps you build up more stun again. Stun is everything, guys. Right? So you daze up the monster. Boom, boom, boom. Stunned now. Come down with this. Good stuff. Then you want to put the Life Tap up here to not destroy your mana, because the mana will disappear if you do not put Life Tap on this. Then probably Corrupt and Cry, and then you can do Brutality. Now you can forgo Corrupt and Cry and do stun build up. This skill stuns very nicely. I've been kind of experimenting with both. I'm not sure what I like better. It's not a lot of damage, but when you build a lot of strength, it's decent. It helps a little bit on clear, but this is not important on this build. And then Infernal Cry, empowered attacks, less skill cost, and rage in area. This one is fine. It's not, it hasn't been amazing, but it's okay. It works. Then I would say on Leap Slam, Holy Descent and Unbreakable are probably the main things. So you never get stunned when you do it, and then you land. This is mainly just to get around enemies that block you, or over ledges and stuff, and have some safety while you do it. And then Shield Charge, Ingenuity definitely on that one. I would say Ingenuity should go here first. Probably Rage, because you just want to make sure the Rage is always maintained. And Stomping Ground, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything else here I want. Here we go Scavenging, Time of Need, and Overwhelming Presence. Overwhelming Presence, again, stun threshold reduction. So now they're stunned even more. I stun things so fast. It's very strong. One thing actually for the gems is on boss fights, you can take out Armor Explosion and add in stun instead. Because you really just want to land the stun rotation so you can hit the Hammer of Gods. That's honestly the most important thing in boss fights, is landing the stun into a Hammer of God, and you do insane damage every time. honestly, oh, also for quality, I've been qualitying like basically everything here. It's all worth it. All of these are good with quality. Not the leap slam too much. Shield charge, yeah, for more mobility, quality this as well. Then I qualityed armor plating. Time of need, I think this is flat. It's not that great. Yeah, no, it's just, I wouldn't, this is not important to quality. But this one is overwhelming planet presence is important to quality. Right, so that was the gems. As you have spirit, add these in. I think persistence is very good, so that these last for longer. And then I would say vitality is probably the best one for constant regen. And then these as you see fit. This one is surprisingly good cannibalism for clearing. I've many times have gone down to like very low life, especially in breaches, and then I clap one pack and I'm fully healed. Now, that was the passive and the gems. Now I'll go over the gear. For the weapon, big bonk weapon, big damage. You want as much just physical hit damage as possible. Now you can see this weapon has reduced strength requirements. This is a very high requirement weapon otherwise. Like I only have 520 strength. So honestly, the reduced strength requirement is such a underrated stat because it allows you to find better weapons. So like look for this at least. If you're like, oh shit, I really want to upgrade my weapon, but I can't. It seems these weapons have too much strength requirement and I can only get to like 500-600 strength. It's really hard to get more. Well, look for one with a reduced strength requirement. Now, the most important thing for any weapon is just the physical damage. It doesn't matter what tier, if it's advanced or expert or whatever. The damage that matters is the physical damage on the top of the weapon, just below the quality, the 453 to 638. And then secondly, what matters is attack speed. And I would say that going slightly under on the physical damage, like let's say you lose 5% total damage on the weapon, but you get attack speed, take the attack speed. It's really that good. Then everything else on my gears, you can see I have strength on most pieces. I don't actually have that much strength right now, as you can see, because I got that reduced. I could be less greedy. Now, if at some point you get good enough gear, you could probably spec out of these nodes and start specking something else. But they are nice, and stacking strength is nice because it's also life. So this is a good node. We get the strength we need, we get the big damage on the weapon, and attack speed. Another place for attack speed is the gloves. So the main stats for every piece will, from now on after the weapon, will be attack speed if it's available, which is only on the gloves. Movement speed if it's available, which is only on the boots. Block if it's available, but that's only on the shield. Other than that, it is... Oh, and you can get some spirit here and here. Now, other than that, you get resist and strength as needed. As you can see here, I've resist and strength on everything else pretty much. And then life. Life is the next stat you want. You have... The way the game operates, there's so many elemental enemy, like high damage elemental enemies, or elemental damage enemies, that you can't really function without capping your res. You have to cap your res. Like I would say, it's better to have 2,500 life and cap res than 3,300 and not cap res. I mean, if we're talking like 20 under or something res, right? If it's just like on the nose, it's fine to get more life. As you can see here, the way I got chaos res is I basically put chaos res gems in everything, and then I got a couple pieces with some chaos res. That one, I think I have one more. Maybe that's it. Yeah, just one chaos res roll and then chaos res duels and everything. And you really want it because there's so many AoE things you can't block that are chaos. So yeah, resist, strength, big damage, block, movement speed, attack speed. What would you want after that? Well, I'm going with rarity. As you can see, I'm getting some rarity and everything on these pieces. Spirit on the chest. On the chest, I would say, actually, this is a good point that's important. So I would actually let go of one or two of my supports for my buff skills, and I would rather get like 1,500 armor, because the best place for armor we have is the chest piece. So the chest piece is the main place where we want to get armor, and then with the sturdy metal. So I could probably get to like 5,000-6,000 armor here if I did that instead. Then you combine that with the armor plating, and you're now looking at like 9,000-ish, maybe 10, which should be really good. On the amulet, what you're also looking for here is plus level 2 melee skills. You can also find them over here, but once you start adding melee skills on top of this, weapons get really expensive. So if you could find it, you would actually want I believe it's a suffix. Yeah, so you would want to find that instead of the strength on the weapon, actually. It's very, very powerful. It's like 5% more damage, 5 or 10%, I don't know, somewhere between 5 and 10% more damage per level. So it's quite powerful. Shield, block, and that's about it. I mean, you see it pretty simple here. Strength, resist, attack speed, movement speed, block, life, chaos res, and stack rarity in the end. And that's the gear. Pretty straightforward. Bonk gear. There's one thing I don't have yet, which is a belt with a charm slot. I hate how this works, but it is what it is. The one thing I would say is mandatory endgame is immunity to freeze. Before freeze, when you have low chaos res, I would actually go poison instead. I find poison to be worse in terms of a killer in early maps. There's so many things that poison you and can kill you. But definitely later on, the things that would kill me now would be if I get frozen. That's the main thing that kills me. So freeze, I don't have a good one here. I just recently swapped it. So I'll need to improve that. On my life potion, I'm trying to find a better one here with amount recovered, and then I have the charges gained all the time. You can get the reduced charges as well, that should be fine. I have one like this, basically, but here. And that basically is it for this. Now, I'll show you something here. Now, this build has been able to farm T15s with Deadly Evolution. No problem, bosses as well. So that's really nice. This is really potent for generating more loot, by the way, guys. So that's why I really like this build, because I've been able to deal with every kind of rare. And I'm also running... So I'm running corrupted maps as well right now. So I usually Alk and Go, or Alk and Corrupt, or Alk and Exalt. Yeah, but I'll give you a rundown on my mapping strategy later. But yeah, so just to say what kind of content I'm running as high as I can right now, and I have not been stopped by anything. I run Breaches, I run Delirium, I run Expedition, I run Rituals, I run 15 and 16 maps with bosses, Corrupted, and everything. So if that's not an endorsement of the build, I don't know. But that's it. Yep, try it out. Maybe you'll like it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!